we get to hear from our incredible Tina DAngelo. And I just have to give her a proper introduction. When I made this slide just today, I was just crying. I'm
She
just
actually
so
did.
freaking proud of you. I can't even take it. I asked Tina to give the presentation that she gave to us in Vegas. It touched so many people's lives. And if you were in Vegas, I know you're going to be excited to hear it again, because I know you're a changed person from being in Vegas, and you will hear it with different ears. But Tina DAngelo is a corporate director here at APL Go. Okay, get this. 4 kids. She's a wife to Vince. She's a full-time sonographer. That's an X-ray person. 59 people personally enrolled, 3 corporate directors on her team, 460 total people on her team. She's enrolled personally 22 diamonds, 94 total diamonds on her team. She was the first diamond flight earner that we knew about, which means you've enrolled 10 diamonds personally.
And by that we know about, we mean in the US.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she is a cruise earner like 3 times over, but she earned a cruise in 10 days. That's all it took her. She's unbelievable. She's on mission, and you're going to hear about that. So we're going to let her share her screen and her slides. Thank you, my beautiful friend, for sharing.
So Tina, you've got control now. You can unmute yourself and share your screen.
Yeah, I better unmute myself. That would help. Okay, let's see if this works.
Wow. This was her first PowerPoint ever in her life, first talk she ever did. Like the woman just figures it out.
That's what we have to do, right? Seriously. So I am going to try not to be as nervous. I don't have a million flashcards I have to fumble through. So hopefully this goes much smoother and easier than the first time, right? The second time around. But I'm just incredibly grateful to even be given this opportunity. You know, people come into your life for a reason. I'm a big believer in that. And there's been so many things that have happened in my last year of my life that I don't know why I was drawn in certain directions, but I was. And one of those pivotal points was meeting Dr. Erin. You know, I didn't know her and Garth from anyone else, not even just a year ago. And just something inside of me said, that lady is special and I need to reach out to her. And from that point, here we are, here I am. So never underestimate an instinct or a thought or something. Sometimes it could be what's pulling you in a certain direction. So I just have to say that. And the same goes for opportunities. Never turn down an opportunity for personal growth to inspire someone else. I'm here tonight. I'm a little nervous. You know, I'm completely hopeful and I'm over the moon exhilarated to share with you some of the life lessons I've learned to inspire you to dream about the possibilities. First, you got to believe it's possible, then you get to achieve the success. So here's my greatest achievement. Here's my beautiful family. My husband, Vince, we've been married for 27 years. I used to say, I'm glad it's illegal that they've changed it so you can't get married at 5 anymore. My son's Ryder, Bodie, my daughter's Evie, and of course, a lot of you guys know about Piper. She's 4. And how cute is she? I love this age. It's just such a fun age. I don't ever want to miss out on that. So you've probably heard about finding your why. These are mine. My why actually has many facets and it's constantly evolving. What about your why? Do you even have a why? Do you have big dreams? Are you even dreaming? Why are you even here? Think about that. I know it might sound silly that I'm even asking you this, but a lot of people can't even put their dreams into words or a vision. And honestly, it's the very first step in building a business. If you don't have your why, you better figure it out now, because if your dreams and your why don't move you deep in your soul, it won't be enough to keep you committed. This is also me. Someone I hardly recognize these days. What do you guys see? You see a nice lady in scrubs. A lot of people think she must be a nurse. Maybe she works at a hospital. I bet she loves her job because she gets to help people that are sick and she gets to make a difference. Well, that's partly true. But when I look at this picture, I see someone who's kind, educated, a really hard worker. She does want to help people. She's resilient, but she's also exhausted and undervalued. She has no raise, no advancement possibilities. She's hit a glass ceiling in her career and her life. She's worried about her hours being cut or her position being completely eliminated, because it happens. She worries about not being there for her kids. She worries about paying the bills. She's only looking forward to her next day off, and so she can spend a little time with her family, maybe get a good night's sleep and play the catch-up game of life. She doesn't dream anymore. She only survives. Does this ring true to you guys too? So here's my story. I've been working long, tiring 10 to 12 hour shifts and mandatory on-call on my days and nights off for most of my 20-year career at a local hospital as a sonographer, otherwise known as that lady that does your ultrasounds. I worked really hard and I'm very proud of my accomplishments. It took me 6 years of full-time college, including all my summers, to finally graduate and start my dream career, which I knew I wanted to do since I was 15. I know, crazy, right? Very determined, but I thought I was on my way. And then I became a mom for the first time, and then a second and a third time, and I was raising kids while working a demanding job, and that meant a lot of sacrifices. And my kids were growing up, and I was missing out on the moments that you can never get back, on school awards, the school play, the field trips, being there to drop them off, pick them up from school. Most nights I would get home from work and everyone would be in bed. So I went days without seeing my family. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but then an unexpected surprise. Our fourth child came into our lives and I was desperate to not repeat that same sad story. I needed more flexible hours. I needed a way to be home. I didn't want to miss the moments, but I also needed something for me that was meaningful and fulfilling. I couldn't just walk away. I contributed to half our family's income, and raising 4 kids ain't cheap. And I wasn't sure it was possible, but I think I found a way to have it. So 4 years ago, I was introduced to network marketing as a means to start something of my own from home. And I'm going to be honest, I saw friends with side gigs and I thought I was too good for that. But here I was looking for a new plan, and the business model actually really made sense. I didn't have to take a loan out. I didn't have any employees to pay, no overhead bills, no experience necessary, access to training that you can do it all from the nooks and crannies of crazy, hectic life. It actually seemed right up my alley. I recognized this way of working a side business as my exit strategy from my demanding healthcare career to give me the lifestyle I really wanted. I'm now excited to grow a team and customer base around my life, my family, my children, all the things on my plate to create a flexible work schedule, which I'm deserving of. My dream started out as more time at home with my kids and more sleep, to retiring myself. And now I get to hopefully set my husband free from his job, to reach the highest heights and make this world a better place. I know it's a tall order, but always dream bigger, so it propels you into action. And that's one thing I learned from conference. You know, like me, you may only be one decision away from a totally different life. So there's a famous quote by Walt Disney, if you can dream it, you can do it. I think more appropriately, it should have been, if you believe it, you can do it. To believe means to accept something is true, to have faith, but there's more to it. You can't just say, I have belief. You actually have to build enough self-confidence to believe. You need to be a believer in your own abilities to figure it out. I love to run. It gives me those natural endorphins, and I also have the best ideas when I run. Any runners out there? I think you know what I'm talking about. My mind is invigorated. I feel so accomplished and proud of myself when I'm done, but it wasn't always like that. I used to hate running, like loathe it. It made my body hurt, and I didn't see the point in it at all. Well, I had my second baby, and darn, that baby weight wouldn't come off, and I couldn't afford a gym membership at the time, but the roads and trails around my house were free. So I did what I could. I bought my first pair of running shoes. I trudged through a few miles here and there. Remember, I don't like running. Then I had a friend that saw me running one day, and she suggested we run together. And I was up for the company. I quickly found out she was a seasoned runner, and she talked about all these races she'd done and how fun they were and how we should do one together. And she mentioned how she was training for a half marathon and how I could do it too. Do you guys know how long a half marathon is? It's 13.1 miles. There was no way I was going to run that far. But she kept persisting, and she believed in me even before I believed in myself. Isn't that how it is in the beginning for some of us? We have to rely on others' beliefs and faith before we have our own, and that's okay. That's where it starts. But I made a conscious decision to believe I could do this. But that was just the first step. I couldn't just show up on race day and run 13.1 miles. It takes hard work and discipline. And I set a goal and I went to figure it out. I had no idea what I was doing. I actually bought a book on how to run a marathon. I didn't even know those existed. I mapped it out. I set my training schedule over 3 months. I showed up for myself and my goal because I didn't want to let myself down. And guess what? I did run that half marathon and I finished it well. And then I went on to run 8 more. And I completed numerous other long races, even Olympic triathlon. The pain, the long hours on the pavement, the good days and the bad days made it so worth it to cross that finish line each and every time. The end goal was the sweetest reward. It's the same in this business. Don't cut yourself short. You are capable of more than you think. Don't give up and you will cross that finish line. You have a whole community here cheering you on. And here's the best part. Once you start believing in yourself, other people start believing in you too. Belief is contagious. So insecurity was, and still at times, something I really struggle with. I'm an introvert by nature and a people pleaser, if you couldn't have figured that out. I want everyone to be happy and comfortable. I'd much rather cheer others on from the background than be in the spotlight any day. Anyone feel the same? I bet you there's a bunch of us out there. But deep down, I knew I would never obtain those big dreams of mine if I didn't believe in myself and my capabilities. I had to get out of my own head and stop worrying about what everyone thought and did. It's hard to do, but we honestly have no control over other people. We only have control of our own actions and thoughts. I have this sticky note as a daily reminder, and it goes like this. And I want you guys to repeat this in your brains while I'm saying it. I am coachable. I am consistent. I show up for myself every day. I am humble. I show gratitude. I am resilient. When I fall down, I get back up again. Now take a deep breath. Didn't that feel so empowering? You simply need to rewire your brain so that not taking action is extremely painful and taking action lights you up inside. When you do, you'll find you don't have to rely on sheer willpower as much. You'll simply want to do it. The brain constantly changes based on what we think and do. We can change how our brains are wired. It's actually a scientific fact. Think about it. This opens up limitless possibilities, doesn't it? So here's the thing. I didn't know what I was doing just a few short years ago, which I'm sure a lot of you guys probably feel the same. Network marketing and being an entrepreneur was a foreign concept to me, but I knew I had a dream. I knew I could figure it out, and I knew I was willing to give myself grace and the time it took to grow a legitimate business. Nobody is ever an overnight success. It never happens. There's always a backstory of struggles and big disappointments to every single successful person. I was willing to learn the skills, follow other successful people's examples, and start duplicating that with my organization. There's a golden rule we lived by when I was in my sonography program and clinicalship. It's called see one, do one, teach one. And it applies perfectly to this business model. I would watch my clinical advisor perform ultrasounds, and then she would hand me the probe and tell me, now you go do it. It was very intimidating. It was hard. But as I learned the skills, I would teach the next student coming in. And it's a great pay it forward system, and it works. Think about how to apply this to business. This is the basics to duplication. It can be pretty intense in any medical program. It's basically sink or swim time. You get thrown into the action and you learn to get out of your comfort zone really quick. I know there's a bunch of medical professionals out there, and I know you guys know exactly what I mean. But this is what separates those that will figure it out and those that will quit. Maybe it got too hard for them. Maybe there were too many distractions with home life. Maybe their advisor or a doctor were upset with them one too many times. Maybe they made mistakes. It's going to happen. When you can pick yourself up and learn from those experiences, you grow and become resilient. Being in business for yourself isn't going to be easy at times. It might be really, really hard. And there'll be tremendous highs and deepest lows, a roller coaster, but it's going to be so, so worth it. I promise. Entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. Where do you want to be? So people always ask me what my secret is, and honestly, I'm not sure that there is a secret, but here's what I do. I genuinely care about people. I want to help. I tell people all the time, the money doesn't matter to me. Yes, it's very nice, but I would share these products and this business opportunity even if I made $0. It's not cliche. It's really changing lives, and you and I get to be part of it. When you have the right community, the right company, the right products at the very right time, it makes sharing easy. An opportunity like this comes around once in a lifetime. Don't let it slip by. So instead of sharing my secrets about how I've achieved success, I decided to share 4 reasons why people fail and why that isn't going to be you. Number 1, I know Dr. Erin talks about this all the time. They're not coachable. Okay. Some people don't trust a system. Maybe they're arrogant. They think they can do it faster and better. You have to be open to learning, plugging in, following your leaders and the system. Just like my ultrasound training, I had to become a student of the profession. Make a commitment to be 100% coachable. Declare it right now. Why is this so important? Because if you're not coachable, you won't talk to enough people. You won't expose your network or move through your funnel to collect decisions, period. Number 2, they don't treat this like a business. There's a lot of truth to the saying, if you treat your business like a hobby, it will pay you like one. But if you treat it like a business, it can pay you like a business. This isn't a quick rich scheme. Success doesn't fall in your laps. People think the model doesn't require the same consistency and commitment that other businesses do. You must make this a priority and carry your business with you wherever you go. Is your open sign on? Show me an example of a person who got a job, only showed up when they felt like it, and didn't get fired. It's called network marketing, not net slacker marketing. So here's the beauty of it all. You don't have to work full time for 20 to 30 years. You can work part-time hours for a few years to see amazing results and growth. Number 3, they're not willing to get uncomfortable. Most of us have never done this type of business. I get it. I had to start somewhere. We feel awkward, vulnerable, scared of what people think. Has it ever felt like lifting 500 pounds to pick up your 5-ounce smartphone and call someone? Or say 5 words to start a conversation with the person next to you in the line at Starbucks? Why is this? Oh yeah, it's called fear. Yes, I know it all too well. The overthinking. Do you know why I never complain and I actually love to stay busy? Because when you're busy, you don't have time to overthink. You just do the work. When you're focused on the actions, you're not overthinking the results. You're too busy. The biggest overthinkers are the people who have nothing to do. Think about that. The biggest overthinkers are the people that literally have nothing to do. Don't busy yourself with information overload, assembling, organizing, color coding, crafting your perfect message. Yes, I know we all do it. Writing and rewriting lists of people. I know you're out there. There's too much practicing going on and not enough doing. They never give themselves a chance to fly because they never took off. Number 4, they don't want it bad enough. This is a biggie. And this is one that touches my heart all the time. You have it all, the best training, exceptional leaders, you're coachable, you're consistent, you're so excited, then something happens. That something is called life. It gets in the way. The kids get sick, big project at work. You're tired. You're not seeing results fast enough. You can't stop watching that new series on Netflix. You know it's true, right? Your business gets more down your list of priorities and life happens to us all. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. I honestly wish I had much, much more. So why do some people stop working their business? Because life happens while others of us keep working in spite of everything life throws us. It's because we're hungry. Think I haven't had a carb in 6 months kind of hungry. I was starving. I wasn't living the life I wanted for me or my husband or my kids. I looked down that road 5 to 10 years and I was scared to death. I saw a future of getting by but not getting ahead. Oh, how many of us can relate to that? I was willing to do whatever it took to build it. I was scared about how I was going to juggle it all. I still am. I clearly wear a busy badge. I have 4 kids. I still work my hospital job at nights when everyone is sleeping. I am so tired. I've been sleep deprived for 21 years, but you keep going. If we want something bad enough in this life, we will make it happen. It's just that simple. How bad do you really want it? Oh, shoot. So here's my sweet Piper. I love this age with their pure imaginations, the innocent dreams, the untainted look on the world and life. She's my inspiration when I have those bad days and it keeps me going. I can do the hard, scary things to find the way to be home with her and never miss those precious moments. Because of a business like this, she has never known daycare. like my other three. She sees me every day and every night. She's my little business buddy. She plays around me while I work. She runs errands with me. She tells me I love you every morning she sees me, and it melts my heart. I'm not grumpy, yelling, rushing everyone out the door anymore to make it to work in time. I get to enjoy these sweet moments. I get to be there for her and my other children when they need me. My children are watching me. I am one of their biggest examples in life. They are learning from me. I'm inspiring their entrepreneurial spirits. Think about that. Showing them how to chase their dreams, showing them that anything is possible. Children will become what you are, so be who you want them to be. Be like Piper. Always have big dreams, so you will grow into them. So Zig Ziglar once said, always remember that your present situation is not your final destination. The best is yet to come. This isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving the possible. It's about evolving and growing toward a better self. Our journeys will never look the same, and neither will they end the same. We are at the beginning of something so incredibly special that anyone can be successful at. And I honestly believe that. Together as a team, we will dream bigger. We will believe we can, and we are achieving incredible success, and we are all destined for greatness. We are so lucky we get to bring the world APL Go. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, please unmute yourselves and give Tina some love. Wow.
Thank you.
Great job,
Thanks,
Tina.
Tina.
Thanks,
That
Tina.
was amazing.
Awesome.
Thank you, Tina.
You're welcome.
So Tina, I know you weren't able to keep up.
Awesome,
with the chat
Tina.
room, but
Thank
the
you,
chat
Tina.
room was extremely active with people
Thank you.
resonating with things you said. You really touched a lot of people with that and related to a lot of people tonight. So like I said, I know you couldn't see what was going on in the chat room, but there was a lot of activity in there. So thank you very much for that.
Yep.